Okay, today we're going to do some snack sticks. I got a package of seasoning here that'll do 5 pounds of meat. I'm going to go ahead and use probably 50% pork and 50% beef. And I got my collagen casings, some extra packaging for the leftover meat, and there's my scale zeroed out with my cutting board on it. My inexpensive little 5-pound stuffer, which works good for me. I got about 4 pounds of chuck roast there cut into 1-inch strips, along with about 4.5 pounds of pork shoulder cut into 1-inch strips. I got my little 5-pound grinder ready to go. So go ahead and get this ground up. Okay, here's a quick tip that'll save the life of your knife and plate. I'm going to go ahead and use the coarse grind plate for the first time around. I'll grind everything twice. But what I like to do is take a piece of fat, this is a piece of pork fat, put that first right there at the end of your auger. Then put your knife in, and then your plate. What that'll do is allow instant lubrication to that knife and plate. Next time you turn it on and get the meat stuffed in there, you're already rubbing metal on metal. There's your quick tip. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start grinding the pork now. I got the beef in the fridge. When you're doing this stuff, you want to make sure you practice safe food handling and keep the meat as cold as possible. So go ahead and give it a shot. So I'll grind each one first through the coarse plate, and then I'll go ahead and get my portions mixed together for my 5 pounds, and then I'll take that mixture and grind that through the fine plate. You hear that knife and plate squeal there. Nice to have the foot switch. I recommend getting one if you get a grinder. Okay, let's get this in the fridge and get the beef out here. Sometimes if it's not cutting right, you got a piece of fat in between the knife and plate. You got it too loose or something. This I just put the collar on hand tight. Comes with no tools to put it on there any tighter than that. Okay, there's the beef. Let's go ahead and get the pork out here and see what we're going to do for ratios. Wash my hands. Okay, let's get our 5 pounds up on the scale. I got it zeroed out for that cutting board on there. Go ahead and put a handful of pork on there. 3/4 of a pound. 1.5 pounds. 2 pounds. Almost 2.5. Okay, there's 2.5. Now let's get my 2.5 pounds of beef on there. Four pounds. Looks like it's going to be all the beef. I guess I didn't realize I had that much less beef. I was just guessing at what those packages weighed. I forgot. I didn't look. I shot that first shot. Okay, a little more pork. Almost 5 pounds. Okay, there we go, 5 pounds. Put the remaining pork in the fridge, and we'll deal with that once this is made. Okay, the jalapenos I have seeded and deveined. Just going to put a little color onto them, bring out the flavor. I got some bacon grease in the pan there. And then we'll let them cool, and we'll put them in the beef stick. Well, I decided I didn't have enough jalapenos, and I went to the store this morning to get some jalapenos, but didn't have very many nice ones. So we're going to go ahead and put some red pepper in there too. Okay, we'll go ahead and get our ratios mixed together here, our pork and beef. Then we'll run them through that fine plate together. Right now I have those jalapenos and red peppers in the fridge cooling. I don't want to put hot vegetables in my sausage. This will be going on the smoker as soon as it's stuffed. I'll be videotaping in the dark tonight. Got a late start with the snow we got. Oh, I forgot to change my plate. Just give a little tap with the foot pedal. Obviously make sure you keep your fingers out of there. Clean out that last little bit of stuff. Make sure you don't have any fat on the top of that blade. I'm going to give it a rinse. That's all it can take from your grinder for not cutting right. You get a little piece of fat on top of that blade. Do the same quick tip again. This time we'll just go ahead and use some of this stuff that's already ground. Pack it in there. Stop, make sure it gets that it needs right away. Make sure you hold your plate in there while you screw your collar on too. If you don't, it could get caught in there crooked, fall out of the keyway. Just hand tight. Okay, let's go ahead and get this in there. This goes a lot slower now that it's pre-ground. Tends to mush up. Probably what I'll do next is after I get it mixed up with the seasoning, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the fridge, get the Traeger started, and then I will stuff the sticks. Alright, last of it in there. Okay, since I'm making the whole package of seasoning, it talks about mixing 1 ounce of water per pound. So I got 5 ounces of water, I got the cure and the seasoning in here. You want it dissolved. Okay, they say mix it until tacky. Here's my roasted red pepper and jalapenos. Sorry about that. Okay, another quick tip. When you load your stuffer, you want to make sure you keep as much air out of it as possible. As soon as that O-ring gets down in there, then it will stop leaking out the top like that. I wish I had this stuffer cranked or clamped down. You want to fill them pretty tight. Leave enough room back off the stuffer so it doesn't keep squishing sausage out at you. Okay, there they all are. 5 pounds stuffed out. We'll go ahead and get them on the Traeger. Cook it to an internal temp of 165. I'll probably have it on like 180 right now since it's a little chilly out. It's like 25 degrees outside. So go ahead and put them on probably 180 for like an hour, hour and a half, and then we'll crank it up to like 200 or something like that, 220. Of course, right now I just got done loading it up. Just got them on there. Alright, got them on it for 2 hours. Traeger had set at 180. It's running at 160, at 170 right now. We're done. I'm gonna go to 165. Quite there yet. Turn the Traeger up. Two hours and 20 minutes. Traeger's up to 240. Should be done now. Okay, here they are. I had them in the fridge for probably about a half hour. Got them cut up. Go ahead and put them back in the fridge now in a couple hours and get them, make sure they're good and cold before I package them up. They turned out good. Just trying to see my jalapeno to meat ratio. I wanted more jalapeno in there actually, but got what I got. Sorry about the dishwasher running.